everybody, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren. I do videos on the paranormal and different spooky things. If this is your first time being here, you picked a great video to click on. Today's video is actually in collaboration with my good friend MichaelScot here on YouTube. He is another person very interested in the paranormal like myself. He is always going out and investigating different locations. He has some great videos. He has awesome editing skills. He is someone that you can just sit and listen to time and time again and really learn different things. I think he is fascinating. I love his interest in the paranormal, and he's just a really great friend. You guys have to go check him out. His link will be down below in the description box. I will also put his name right here across the screen. You need to go check him out. Michael, I know that you're watching this. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm really excited to do my first collaboration on YouTube with you, and I think it's going to be a very interesting one. For those of you that don't know, I lived in Tiffin, Ohio for 2 years of my life between the ages of 20 and 21 over those couple of years. And this was when I was really big into just getting started in ghost hunting. I was going out probably 4 or 5 nights a week to go ghost hunting. It's kind of an overload. My friends in Tiffin were always teaching me different things. They told me so many different legends. They told me all about their past experiences ghost hunting before I came around. One of the big things that Tiffin, Ohio is known for is their Satanic Cult Activity, which is terrifying. I never thought I would live in a town that was known for that. I didn't really think so much outside of Hollywood about the reality of this kind of activity going on in small town USA. It was very real. There was always one story in particular that scared me, and it was the story of Colt Road, as it was known to us, known to everybody else as Township Road 177 on the east side of Tiffin, Ohio. As we did most nights, my friend and I sat around in a circle, usually 8 to 10 of us, talking about different scary things going on in Tiffin, talking about past ghost hunting experiences. Me being the beginner that I was to this whole world, I kind of soaked it all in. I remember one night in particular sitting down with all of my friends, and they started talking about this scary road known as Colt Road. And it wasn't just my group of friends that knew it as Colt Road. There were many, many people that knew it by this terrifying name, and it left a lot of questions unanswered for a lot of us. Many of the stories told about Colt Road included a big black truck. This wasn't just any big black truck though. This truck had terrorized many people that had visited this road at night, and no one knew why. It seemed across all of our different experiences that one thing remained in common. Colt Road had a very scary black truck that would chase you if you were too close to it. Nobody knew if this was the farmer from the fields around, if it was a neighboring house, or if it was just somebody out there doing something they shouldn't have been. I was always really interested in going out to this road at night, and I was also pretty scared. Going out to this road was a huge deal for me. I was really scared. I didn't know what to expect. I had only heard stories from my friends, and it left a lot of things unanswered. So I knew one night I was going to have to go out there. Before we get into my experience with Colt Road, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the background of satanic activity and different research that has been done in Tiffin, Ohio. There was a police officer from Tiffin, Ohio named Dale Griffiths. He worked as a patrolman and moved up in the ranks until he was finally captain in charge of operations. He went to school and actually moved up in his education until he was finally at his doctoral program. The subject of his doctoral program, ISP, was behavior modified groups and their effect on criminal justice agencies. And you might be wondering what that is. Satanic Cult Activity was a huge thing that Dale studied. Dale had actually written an article when he was working on the West Memphis 3 case. If you guys do not know what that is, please go research it. He was a huge person in this case, and he actually had written this article about his past experiences and kind of about his education. It was almost like a resume. It's posted to the public. I will put it down below for you guys so you can read it yourself. I do want to read a small excerpt of it. He says, "I researched indoctrination, brainwashing techniques, mind control by criminal cults, and government organizations like Project MKUltra, and law enforcement tactics, and confronting people under the mental influence of others." He was always very interested in different satanic cult activity, things going on all across the United States, And he was actually included in a pamphlet or a book, I guess you could say. There was actually an article on the internet called Satanic Cult Awareness that Dale helped write. He wrote this back in 1993 with multiple other people in law enforcement as well as different psychologists. You can find the PDF online. I will link it down below for you guys. Please check it out. It's extremely interesting. This file basically goes over what is going on in these satanic cults and what they have found through their research. First, it starts by going over what a cult is. It goes over different definitions, different words used. It also goes through different groups that also are associated with satanic cults and have similar practices, like the Ku Klux Klan. They write about different types of abuse and torture that take place within these groups, as well as what happens if somebody you love is being converted. Keep in mind this was written 25 years ago. The different things going on in this article are kind of gray. I'm not sure really what to think of a lot of it. It does go over the whole mental part of being in a cult and being converted. It goes over the Church of Satan, what they believe. It talks about being recruited into the group and how you can help different people. This was a really big thing in Tiffin, Ohio. He actually thought there were a lot of people being recruited to the Church of Satan. Take it for what you will. I do want to link it down below for you guys so you can go through and read it. I think it's very interesting. I do think it is a big red flag, though, that he felt so strongly about this type of activity going on in his town that he wanted to write a book about it with other police officers and other people in law enforcement. The first night that we went out to Colt Road, we had about 4 or 5 people in my friend's SUV. I remember pulling out of town. We were on the east side of Tiffin. We drove for probably 3 or 4 miles until we reached a curvy road. We took a right and we started driving down this road. They told me, "We're here. This is the road. This is where everything happens." The pavement turned to gravel at the last house on the road. So we were driving on gravel up until we reached the woods. My friend parked off on the right side of the road and I refused to get out of the car. I was really scared. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I was honestly not ready to step foot outside of her SUV. Another group of our friends had taken another car. They parked right behind us. That entire car, as well as the 3 people in the back seat of our SUV, got out and walked over to the woods. My friend and I sat in the driver's seat and the passenger seat and just kind of talked. She was trying to calm me down. My friend took the keys out of her ignition and set them in her lap. We were just sitting there talking about nothing in particular. She was trying to keep me calm until I wanted to actually get out of the SUV. All of a sudden, all the gauges on her SUV started going back and forth. Her gas tank meter was going from empty to full back again. The lights on her dashboard were turning on and off, and we couldn't figure out why. We brushed it off, probably just a car malfunction. The keys weren't in the ignition. I don't know anything about cars, so I can't tell you if it was possible this was happening or what was going on. We were a little spooked, but we still brushed it off because she was trying to calm me down. She wanted to go out into the woods, and we wanted to see what was going to happen that night. After about 10 minutes, we got out of the SUV and we walked across the road and into the woods. I stood along the road in the brush and just kind of watched everybody else. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't really want to investigate anything. I just kind of wanted to walk around and see for myself. Once I was more comfortable, I started to walk more into the woods with a couple of other people that said they would go with me. I will never forget walking into these woods and what we found. So we had walked kind of down into a dip before we hit the woods. Walked into the woods. It looked like it was cleared by maybe like a 4-wheeler or a small truck or something. There were trees and brush that had been mowed down. We walked into the woods, and these woods were really weird. They were so sparse. There weren't a lot of trees the more you got into the area, and we just figured people had probably taken them down for whatever reason. We walked for probably 20 yards until we reached a big circle with logs in it. It was a big circle on the ground. There was no grass in the middle of it. You could tell there had been a fire in the middle of it, and then there were just logs around the outside. This doesn't seem like a big deal. People that own woods, I know maybe they were going out to have a bonfire in the middle of the woods or something along those lines. But what else we found made it even more creepy. We had found multiple animal carcasses in the middle of the circle. And not just laying on the ground like you think an animal passed away and that is where they had decayed. Some of these carcasses and bones were hung up on the tree. There were beads hanging from the tree. There were different materials hanging from the tree. I don't even know what to think of it now. This could have been anything. I mean, like I said, this could be maybe somebody was out hunting and they had, I don't know, torn apart the animals that they had hunted and just left the bones in that area. But nonetheless, knowing the history of this road, it was still really scary. I told myself that we had come out to the woods for a reason and I was not going to leave until I was truly scared and until I had found what I was looking for. You would think that seeing these bones and these multicolored beads hanging from the trees would have been enough to spook me, but it wasn't. We stayed out in the woods for a little bit longer. We actually walked out to the road. We were talking to each other, just kind of hanging out. This is a road that no one travels down, ever. Nobody is ever out there unless people are in the woods. When you turn onto this road, there is a house on the left-hand side. You drive down, the woods are on the left-hand side, and there's nothing else until you hit a stop sign at a T at the end of the road, and there's a house on the other side of the T. Nobody is ever down this road. My friends had told me the story before about the big black truck that had chased their other friends from this road all the way back into Tiffin, which is a few miles. Eventually, their friends had lost the big black truck when they drove down by the shopping center and never saw it again. That night, we heard a lot of different things. I felt like I heard people talking in the woods when none of us were communicating with each other. We had heard different whistling noises in the woods. We had also seen a lot of flashlights, or what looked like flashlights, out in the woods coming towards us. Along each side of the woods is a field. I remember we walked between the woods and the field on the south side of the woods and kept seeing these flashlights. They were getting closer to us. It was really scary. Nobody really thought anything of it. I don't know if we thought it was like lightning bugs or something of that nature, but we weren't thinking much of it. We hung out for a little bit longer, and then things got creepy. As we were walking back to our cars after a seemingly uneventful night, we did see headlights coming from the back end of the woods. I was trying to be level-headed. I was trying to tell myself, hey, maybe there's a farmer out here late at night. Maybe somebody's out in these woods that they own, and maybe we're on their property. I figured they were going to come say something to us and we were going to leave. The boys that we were with started shouting that this was a big black truck and that we needed to leave. We got in the SUV so fast. It was really scary. I don't remember seeing the big black truck myself. I cannot say for sure what it was. This is just what my friends had told me they had seen. My friend hopped into the driver's seat. We drove down the road and we drove back into town. I'm not sure which way the other car went that was with us. I don't know if they went to the north side of the road or the south side and went back into town, but nobody said anything else about seeing that big black truck for the rest of the night. So like I said, I'm not sure it was a black truck. I'm not sure what has been going on out there. These are just stories that I've heard over the years from all of my friends. My friends still talk about this road and how scary it is. They still talk about seeing a big black truck when they go out there sometimes. If you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys tuned in. And also, we are going to be investigating Colt Road today, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. Before I roll the footage of visiting Colt Road for the first time in multiple years, I want to remind you again, go say hi to Michael, tell him where you came from, and I hope you guys all subscribe to him. All right, let's go. All right, guys, we are on our way right now. We just left the apartment. My boyfriend has never been out here. He's never gone ghost hunting with me. He doesn't even really know what we're doing. We're going out to Colt Road, where they do satanic sacrifices. And yeah, we're gonna see. There shouldn't be anybody out here because it's on like a dirt road. Nobody really goes down there unless the farmers are out in the fields, so we should be safe. There shouldn't be any traffic. There should be nobody out there, and that should mean that we will be able to stay out there for a little while before it gets dark out. It's only like 5 until 6 right now, and we have a couple of hours. We will not be out there that long just because I don't like drawing attention if there's a car sitting down on the side of the road, but I would rather do this during the day. We're gonna go out there for a little bit and see what we can find. Okay, we made it. We're out here. There you have it. It looks like when we were pulling up, you could see a clearing in the middle, which is what we always found before. This is weird holding a tripod. Okay, what's this? Animal remains.
That's just a littering stuff.
Hey, come here.
Yeah.
Do you hear that in the woods? It sounded like a tractor running or some kind of vehicle running. You didn't hear that? It sounded like an engine. Almost like an engine that was like overheating or something.
There's littering signs just in this woods.
What's that black bag? Do you see that? It's the same place the trail was before. I know. Should have worn jeans. Okay, am I the only one? Do you see what? That is definitely a dick. So I wonder if it's littering because people are dumping stuff out here. Yeah, this is probably a popular place for people to drink or dump their trash. But you guys can see these woods are really extensive. They go back pretty far. It is really peaceful out here though. I'm scared I'm gonna get bit up if I go in the woods. I know, I don't want poison ivy either. Why was I not thinking about sweatpants? Or jeans or something? I just got this really weird feeling. Oh. That is the same opening that we saw before. It's always like a trail, but when we were out here before, you can kind of see right here, there's tracks for like a four-wheeler or something, and that's exactly what we saw before, but it was more pushed down. Wonder how far I can go in before. It's a trash bag. I don't know. I barely walked in here and I'm already feeling bugs on me. So I'll walk over this way and see if I can find somewhere else to go in. Looks into the woods. I feel like though the opening that we saw was more down this way. I don't know, this is all overgrown. So I'm not gonna say what this is from. I don't know if it's buzzards or anything like that, but it's clearly remains from an animal, and just like what we talked about out here. I don't know. Hang on, I think you heard something. What?
Oh, it sounds dumb, but it sounded like a bunch of beads were shaking.
Sound like what?
Like beads. Like.
I just thought I heard someone talking. I'm not joking.
Like a bracelet, like rattling or something.
When we were out here before, there were like items out in the woods.
Yeah, it straight up sounded like there were beads shaking on like a bracelet or something.
I feel like I just heard a man talking when I walked over to you, and it was not you. There's nobody out here. except mosquitoes.
I haven't bit yet.
No, one just landed on me. Right, there's nobody out here. Anywhere. Do you hear that?
I hear a bird.
I hear the bird, but I hear a man's voice. Do you want to walk down this way with me? I swear to God, I heard a man talking, and it was not you. It was like a really low voice. Oof. I wanted to make sure that truck wasn't turning down here. That way we can get out of the road. Hey, come here. What is that? You guys see that? Like wall back there? Do you see that in the corner?
Yeah.
Is that like a deer stand or something?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the one night we came out and Sadie's SUV was like acting up. We were parked right here. He's gonna look over there. I always say I'm more scared of people than spirits, and the fact that they have evidence to back up that there are things going on out here and within this city is what makes me hesitant about staying out here too long. Wait, you said you thought you saw a guy standing down here?
Yeah, I think it's just formation of will. Pile of logs that one standing up on the right side does not look like a body with looking around that
Oh yeah, it does.
right pole.
Yeah.
It's not.
Right on the right hand side.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh.
I didn't think I would have a problem wearing shorts because the last time I was out here it was so mowed down right here that it wouldn't have been an issue to walk through grass. If I'm not going to walk in there, I'm going to get
4 foot tall weeds.
poison ivy or poison oak. Do you think it feels weird out here at all? No.
Quietness about it though.
The quietness about it. Do you think it would be creepier at night?
There, it looks so windy.
Yeah, it is a little windy. So yeah, you can tell people come out here if this is there. And that looks, it just looks like, they almost look like four-wheeler tracks going back there, or maybe like a smaller Jeep or something. I don't know, you guys can't really tell, but oh my God, there's so many bugs. I can just see them at the clearing. See, it looks so overgrown compared to what it did before. There's no way I'm going in there. If you guys think I should come back out here a different night and dress more appropriately in jeans and a sweatshirt, let me know, because I think I do want to come back out here with maybe 1 or 2 other people. I think it'd be sweet if we were all filming and see what we could catch, or even bring like the Ouija board out here. That might be kind of dumb, but it's okay.
I feel like going in a little bit.
You want to?
Just like at least that fallen tree in there or something.
I'm gonna get bit up.
Well, then if we do, we run out.
What if I get poison ivy?
Next couple days. I'll step on it. What's your shoulder?
I don't. Okay. Wait. Hang on. I feel like these are thorny. Okay. Wait. Stop for a sec. What is that? Huh? Trash? New? Oh. Okay. Hang on, because I don't want to... Hang on. I've been back here before and it really scared me, so... That's like a black rag, it looks like. Yeah. I don't know, it scares me being back here. Do you see anything weird? I don't want to go too much further back. It's a lot more grown over than it used to be.
Woods to me.
Okay, I'm gonna walk out. What? Okay. This is what I stopped and was looking at. Right when we walked in. Oop. Right here. There's like a rock. Yeah, what is that? Does it just look, it kind of looks like a post that just came out of the ground. That has red paint. I always feel like I hear a car coming. Please don't be poison ivy. Do it for the vlog. The bugs actually weren't too bad back there. Huh?
Like a mailbox or something.
Yeah, it looks like a post that was ripped out of the ground. I want to know what's in this black bag, but I don't want to look. So it's probably gross. Like when we found those carcasses, it was right where we were, but it was way more mowed down. And like you could tell somebody had taken something back there and mowed down all the grass. It looked like they took four-wheelers back there, but it was right where we were. It was like a visible circle. And on the trees were like carcasses. Like there were other things out there too. That's why when you said you saw the beads, I vaguely remember seeing beads out there too.
Beads?
Or you said you heard beads? What sounded like beads?
Yeah,
Yeah, we just...
said bees. Like bees.
No, not bees. Beads. I think that's why, like, those bones, like, freaked me out, just because... I mean, that could be anything, though.
That could be an animal got hit and then buzzards picked it apart out here.
Alright, guys, so that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know we didn't go super far into the woods, but we went far enough to the circle that had all of the animal remains before and a couple of different items. There wasn't anything there this time. I still want to come back at night, and I do want to do a Ouija board session out here, so I might have to get some people together and come back and do that because I think that'd be super awesome. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not checked out his channel already, you're missing out. Search for MichaelScot. I will link him down below. Go over, see his side of this collab. Make sure you subscribe to him, turn on your notifications, leave him a wonderful comment and tell him where you came from, and I will see you guys later. Bye!